I want you to remember what it was like to be a kid, when the whole world was the playground and we felt like anything was possible. We built castles out of blankets and couch cushions, turned sticks into swords. We fought in epic battles with our friends, and ultimately, we dreamed without limits.
Frequently, people say things like everyone's creative. It's like, that's wrong, okay? It's wrong. It's just as wrong as saying that everyone's extroverted. First of all, you have to be pretty damn smart to be creative, because otherwise you're just going to get to where other people have already got, and that's not creative by definition. So being fast and being out there at the front of things really makes a difference. And then you also have to have these divergent thinking capabilities, and that's part of your trait structure. And creative people are really different than non-creative people, partly because, for example, they're highly motivated to do creative things and to experience novelty and to chase down aesthetic experiences and to attend movies and to read fiction and to go to museums and to enjoy poetry and to enjoy music that's not conventional music, for example. These aren't trivial differences. And so it's a real misstatement to make the proposition that everyone's creative.
The rules of the real world didn't apply. Our creativity was endless because we hadn't yet been told what was possible and what wasn't. Somewhere along the way, the magic starts to fade. We stop imagining, we stop creating, and now creativity is rapidly disappearing. And it isn't just in us, but the world around us. This is primarily for the younger generation, and I want you to know that it isn't your fault. Creativity has been declining for decades, and most schools no longer prioritize that imagination. They prioritize your memorization of the material they try to feed you. Not all teachers rob you of this special ability, and I believe that they should really be rewarded for the nurturing of this gift. Because the thing is, workplaces reward efficiency, not originality. Instead of using our minds to dream, we fill every spare moment with dull distractions. Think about it. When was the last time you truly let yourself imagine? Not just follow trends, not just copy what's been done before, but create something new. For most people, that's been a long time, me included.
But when you observe yourself within, you see moving images, a world of images, generally known as fantasies. Yet these fantasies are facts. It is a fact that a man has such and such a fantasy. And it is such a tangible fact, for instance, that when a man has a certain fantasy, another man may lose his life. Or a bridge is built. These houses were all fantasies. Everything you do here, all of the houses, everything was fantasy to begin with. And fantasy has a proper reality. That is not to be forgotten. Fantasy is not nothing. It is, of course, not a tangible object, but it is a fact nevertheless.
When we were kids, boredom was the birthplace of new ideas and imaginary thoughts. We had time to think, to wonder, to experiment. But today, boredom barely exists. Every free second is filled with social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, just notification after notification with mindless entertainment. And when there's no empty space, there's no room for creativity to grow. And the thing about technology is it's making things way easier. And this comes with a cost. AI can write for us, generate images, even create music. It's convenient, and it's also super dangerous. Because when we stop using our minds to create, we forget how to. And then there's the fear. When we were kids, we weren't afraid to be difficult. We made up ridiculous stories, sang out loud, drew outside the lines, because we didn't care what people thought, nor did we think people were judging us. And somewhere along that way, the world taught us how to play it safe, to color inside the lines and to try to fit in. Creativity isn't just dying because of technology, but it's dying because we're letting it. Look, to the younger generation, I want you to understand that everything great that has ever existed, every invention, every piece of art, every breakthrough came from a mind that refused to accept the ordinary. Creativity is the foundation of progress, and yet a lot of people are allowing it just to slip away. And here's the truth: creativity isn't gone, it's just been buried. And I believe we can bring it back.
Let's become aware when we're not feeling good, when we're not doing the things that give us the results we want, we are emotionally involved with a destructive concept that we put in here ourselves. Let's consciously and deliberately build a positive idea, get emotionally involved with the positive idea, and simultaneously we move into a positive vibration, everything changes. That takes some mental strength.
Is there a best time to create, like, for new things to come out of us? You know, is there a best time? I mean, say if we're using the definition of that creativity is something like a new thought idea, like our most whimsical sort of way of, well, I don't know. What's the best definition, do you think? I mean, there's a lot of definitions, it seems like.
The two things that we agree on pretty well, one is exactly that. It has to be something new. The other one is it has to be task appropriate. That doesn't mean socio appropriate. That does not mean inoffensive or anything. But it's that if you want to make a creative meal, then great, you can switch out ingredients, whatever, but it has to be something that you can eat. If you decide I'm going to make lasagna, but what would happen if I used shattered glass instead of cheese? That's new. That's really new. Not creative.
And don't be afraid to be different. I know this is a big one. This is super hard, especially in our day and age, but the world doesn't need more copies. It needs originals. Your ideas, your imagination, your vision, it all matters, but only if you have the courage to bring it to life. Creativity is a gift, and it's something you choose. You can let it fade or you can fight for it. The world needs dreamers, inventors, storytellers. The world needs you. So what will you create today? I want us to bring back imagination together. I wish you luck and God bless.